Let's make it a good day.
Today on The Jason Show, it's a franchise so big it brought Harrison Ford to TV. We're checking out the full trailer for the Yellowstone prequel 1923. Then, it's Nutter Butters. A look at the dishy goodness of the new season of Love is Blind, Brazil. And Stephanie Hansen is putting those turkey leftovers to good use, making turkey wild rice soup. The Jason Show starts right now. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everyone. We're back live after our Thanksgiving break. Good morning. And welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Hello. Thank you. Please welcome my dear friend Kendall, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Monday.
Welcome back from our break.
Nice.
Full house today. I love it. You know, I've been saying this. I'm just grateful today because I've been saying it lately. Okay, thank you. I've been saying it lately that people sign up. I've been saying it lately. I'm just grateful. You know, it's the season to be thankful. I'm thankful. I've been complaining since the season started. We got a new, I'm not going to say it again, but we got a new audience system. And we've had problems where 100 people will sign up and like 4 and a goat arrives. Today, full house. Everybody arrived. Everybody arrived. How you doing? How was your Thanksgiving holiday?
It was great. A nice 4 days off, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I think for anybody that feels just so relaxing and unusual.
Beyond.
Yeah. You went to Disney?
We went, yeah. Do you hear twinkling?
Yeah.
It is twinkling somewhere.
It may or may not be somebody's phone in the audience. I don't know.
Okay, somebody's phone is twinkling. I don't know. Everybody check their phone. I'm hearing twinkling.
Who's
There we go.
alarm?
Thank you very much.
Aaron.
Kendall's, is it Aaron's phone? Oh.
She did check.
As the open's running, Kendall goes, "Are you hearing sparkles?" And I said, "I don't know." Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just Christmas spirit. That's right. Yes, it's Christmas spirit. Yeah. So we did a quick trip. And I have a funny story a little bit later, but I do have a story of good people, bad people. And if you lose faith in humanity, and how can you not sometimes? We were seeing this show. I'll try to cut down some of the details, especially if you've never been there. But there's a show in an amphitheater. It's like a nighttime show. It's called Fantasmic. And it's this giant, it's like the Hollywood Bowl. And they seat the bleachers one section at a time. And there are those metal bleachers that you see like stadium seating, or if you go to watch your kid's soccer game, the aluminum benches. So we're sitting there, and I look to my right, and I see 2 sets of families. And I'm like, oh, they're seated all over there. And I realized I was listening to a cast member. It was really nice. Disney helps out the families when the children have sensory issues. No matter what those issues are, they seat them in a certain area so that they can exit quickly if they need to. Anyway, so we're sitting there, and one little boy, there were both of them were boys. One was wearing headphones, and the other boy, he was one, and I'm not a doctor, and it's not my family, but it was obvious that he was the little boy that had some sort of sensory issue. So I'm smiling and I'm looking, and he looked so happy. And all of a sudden, he grabbed a hold of like a relative's iPad and he chucked it. He threw it. And the mother gets up, and I look, because it made a horrible noise,
loud noise,
when it
right.
hits the aluminum. So I look at the mother, and I immediately had so much, not empathy, but I immediately felt bad for the mom because she looked mortified, and so she goes to get it. Luckily, they had not seated that area. So the iPad was retrieved. Well, then the boy had grabbed a Mickey Mouse popcorn bucket made of hard plastic. And bless his heart, he grabbed it, got a hold of it, and then he threw that. Now the bleachers were a little more full, and it hit the back of this woman. Now, I look at the woman and she turns around like raging, just raging. And I'm sitting so I can see everything. And I'm looking at her and I'm praying. I'm like, please have some grace. Please have some grace. Like, please, you don't realize what's happening yet. And then the mother, again, gets up. She starts to cry. She gets up and I can see her explaining to the woman what, obviously, she's explaining the issues with her son. The woman shows no grace, like nothing on her face. She continues to point and be real aggressive to the mom. So the mom, her whole body language changes and she walks back to her family. And she's sitting there with the boy. I could cry thinking about it because I keep looking at the boy. And it broke my heart. But then the mother of the second boy seated behind her offered the grace that the first woman didn't. She leaned forward and started talking to the second boy and offering him popcorn, and then offering advice because she was a loud talker. I could hear the second mom was offering advice to the first mom, the other mom, of how to deal with Disney events with kids on the spectrum, perhaps. And that mother I watched the entire 1 hour show. She kept checking in, like the second little boy kept throttling, like kept wanting to get up.
Yeah.
And if the mom didn't catch him, she caught him and set him back down and said, just, you're okay. And it was just a great example of grace and good people in the world. Just really good people in the world. And one bad person, but yeah, it's good. Warmed my heart. Yeah. Warmed my heart. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Here we go. First up, Paramount dropped the official trailer for its Yellowstone prequel, 1923. We've seen the teaser, which was like 30 seconds long. Now it's the full trailer. Let's look at it.
You'd be Mrs. Dutton.
I would.
Seems we're neighbors. I've acquired the Strafford Ranch.
Well, this is the Yellowstone, and you have no rights here.
Jacob, you can't start a range war.
Range war's already started.
How much land do you want?
I want the whole valley.
Either we take this fight to them, or it's coming to us.
Men kill quick with a bullet or a noose, but their fight is with me, and I kill much slower.
Well, Helen Mirren. Close. The Star has, obviously, Harrison Ford, Helen Mirren, and it hits Paramount Plus on December 18th. Okay. I don't watch the Mother show yet. I mean, let me rephrase it. I watched 3 or 4 episodes. You and I both agree. It wasn't necessarily for me, but this, I might watch The Child.
Dip your toes in.
Yeah, I love both of them. It brought Harrison Ford to TV, for heaven's sake.
Well, and you don't have to know anything about what's going on, because I certainly don't, but you get enough that, it's a Western and somebody wants land and somebody else does, and they're going to get a big fight. It's going to be juicy.
And Helen Mirren's going to kill you if she doesn't get what she wants.
Slowly.
I'm down with that. Yeah, slowly. Yeah. Next in the dish, if you saw the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, you might have seen Mariah Carey perform her iconic song. But don't worry. Now, we're not just showing you this because of the song. We're showing this because of an accessory she had. Look at this.
I don't need to hang my stocking there upon the fireplace. Santa Claus will make me happy with a toy on Christmas Day. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you.
Okay. So, as you can see, Mariah was worried about rain, so she has an umbrella. But still, this is what I love. NBC, who runs that parade, can't really control lighting. Somehow Mariah Carey still got to have really good lighting at the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Bravo.
And that is an accomplishment right there. Are those diamonds dripping from the umbrella?
It's Mariah.
It is
probably.
Mariah. I don't care what she does, but okay. It's kind of taking away. She didn't need it.
No, and like, so we watch the parade every year, and Santa came out right after this, and normally he like comes out and it's a big thing. Because Mariah was there, you see Santa's sleigh stall for like 2 minutes. Okay,
Because
so
he doesn't want to be upstaged by Mariah.
Well, because I don't think they could get her off fast enough with her like dress and umbrella and star.
Oh, because of all the stuff.
Literally stole the show from Santa.
Well, I didn't even care about the parade, even though I was gone. I got so many text messages. The dog show afterwards,
Yes.
a French bulldog won best in
Frenchie.
show. Little Winston. I know my mom texted. Hi, Mom. I'm home safe. My mom texted. She goes, a French bulldog won best in show. Not as cute as Mr. Big, but
Nope.
still, Winston was pretty cute. We have a lot more ahead. Everybody stay right there. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. Welcome back. Jerry Seinfeld was on with Jimmy Fallon last night. He chatted about his oldest daughter. Now, this is going to make all of us feel old. She's in college now. Yeah, that's our late night rewind.
I overthink everything.
Yeah, how's the family? How are the kids?
Family's great. Who do you want to know about?
Sasha.
Sasha is, she's in college.
Ooh.
So, you know, so she was the first one. She's my oldest.
Yep.
So she goes to college, first year, freshman year, and everybody, you know, is like, are you okay, Jerry? You know, your little girl left the house. Are you okay?
Yeah.
And, you know, when you have a kid, see, how old is your oldest?
9.
9. Okay, you're not close yet. But when you have a kid, you know, when you have a 9-year-old, it's like a baby alligator. It's like you have a baby alligator.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic, fun little. If you found a baby alligator, you'd put it in your tub. All your friends would come over to check it out, and it would be, oh my God, look at this. And you'd put your finger, feel those little teeth, baby alligator teeth. And then some time goes by, and you go, we got to get this thing the hell out of here. It got big. It's too big.
And it did. A lot of parents feel that way. My mom probably did.
Baby
No, are you kidding me?
alligator.
My mom didn't even. My mom was so, because I'm the only child, she couldn't even help move me into college. She was like, nope. She had my friend Bear do it. His real name was Curtis, but he growled like a bear as a baby, so they named him Bear. But anyway, yeah. Bear moved me down.
Was he big and strong?
No, actually, Bear was very thin. He was a track star, but yeah, but I don't know. Anyway, it's time for a special serving of hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Audience, give it up for Brad from TMZ. Hi, Brad.
Good morning, Jason. I love the decor you guys have over there this week.
What, Brad? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I love the decor over there this week.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, they did
Very
a really.
festive.
Thanks to Home Furniture, they did a good job. Okay, our buddy Jay Leno did not waste a moment. Was he performing already this weekend?
Last night he had his first show. It was just 2 weeks ago, Jason, and he's been out of the hospital obviously even less than that time since that burn incident, and he was back on stage. Not only was he back on stage, he was in true Jay Leno form. He stopped and he talked to our cameras outside of the show. We know that he had a little bit of an incident as he pulled into the parking lot where he actually hit a police car with his car, just a very minor fender bender. So there was a little bit of drama too, but nonetheless, back on stage performing, everybody laughing. Jay Leno is, he's gonna be all right.
Poor guy, he can't even, he has a fender bender the first time he goes out after he's burned.
With a police car.
Yeah, poor guy. Next
I know,
up.
he'll be all right.
So we've heard this several times over the last, Pete Davidson has a new girlfriend, huh?
He does. And they were very public last night. Pete Davidson and Emily Ratajkowski, see them sitting courtside there at the New York Knicks game. And if you're a celebrity and you want to be spotted, you sit courtside at the New York Knicks game. So there is no hiding this couple anymore. They know that the public is aware of it. And look, they were laughing and having a great time the whole time. Ben Stiller next to Pete. But yeah, there were a few celebrities there.
The women love him. I don't know.
They sure do.
Holy
Celebrities, models, billionaires, he gets them all.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I know nothing about that kind of thing, but that's congrats to him. Yeah. Finally, an actor. This is crazy. So an actor from A Christmas Story went back to the original house and kind of got into a fight, right?
It's insane video. So we got video, the Christmas Story house in Cleveland. It's a big time attraction. A lot of people go there all the time. But it's actually for sale by the owner. And you see one of the actors from Christmas Story, his name is, he played Grover Dill in the movie. That's him there. And the homeowner got home and starts yelling at him to get off the porch, uses some very colorful language. You see the homeowner there confronting him. We actually called the homeowner just to say, okay, what's going on? Because it seemed like there was beef prior here. And he said, look, this actor has been raising money on a GoFundMe to buy the home from me. I'm not going to sell him the house. He's doing it as a PR stunt. And nonetheless, it got nasty outside of one of Cleveland's landmarks.
Yeah, there's like some sort of, Brad, isn't it some sort of like really weird GoFundMe that's set up?
It is, Jason. I mean, they say that they need to raise $3 million. The home is not listed for $3 million. So I think that the homeowner kind of feels that maybe the actor is taking advantage of the situation, and that's why he's gotten frustrated. But he told us nonetheless, I shouldn't have handled it that way, but he did say that there's some previous beef there between the two of them.
Thank you, buddy. Have a good week. We'll see you next Monday.
You too. See you later.
A little tease ahead, and I'm kind of glad there wasn't any video of this, but I wish there actually was. I teased Kendall earlier. Coming up a little bit later, I have another story for you from the weekend where I won't tell you why, but I got into a fight with a woman in line. That's all I'm gonna say. There was
Not a fist fight.
No.
To be clear, people.
Absolutely not. But I was called Joan of Arc by somebody in that line. I'm just gonna say. I stood up for the public. I stood up for the people.
For the people.
That's right. And anyway, it's coming up a little bit. But right now, next on the dish, producer Ted is in heaven. He just finished watching Love is Blind. Gee, I wonder who wrote this script. He just finished watching Love is Blind season 3. And Netflix just dropped his next obsession, which if you like these dating shows, you'll love this. He says it's the best. Season 2 of Love is Blind Brazil. Look at this.
Bom, gente, o papo tá bom, mas eu preciso conhecer meu marido agora.
Sejam muito bem-vindos à segunda temporada de Casamento às Cegas Brasil. Nos próximos 10 dias, vocês vão ter encontros com várias pessoas.
Oi, boa tarde, boa noite.
Mulher, o que a gente reentrou aqui, mulher?
Tá preparado pra casar?
Sempre.
Tô me sentindo um trouxa, porque desde o primeiro dia, meu coração quer você.
Eu já tive a impressão de que ele pensa que eu sou branca. Nenhum dos caras lá atrás tá esperando encontrar uma mulher gorda.
Ela falou que se sentiu julgada e tal. Mas eu quero saber se ela tá julgada.
Mas, eu nem troco ideia com você, chata.
Quem se sentir correspondido pode ouvir o famoso pedido.
Quero saber se você quer casar comigo.
Vamos casar! E se a resposta for sim?
Okay.
Yes.
Kendall, can
Yes.
I ask you? I'll let you answer this. We know Ted well, right?
Yes.
How, percentage-wise, how often is he right about things?
I'm gonna go with 23%.
23%. Do you think this recommendation fits in that box?
Well, considering it's in Portuguese, it's gonna be a little tough for me to get on board with.
Which I know a little of. I had my foreign exchange
You know
student.
Portuguese?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is
Did
the
you
best
just learn-
fun fact ever.
I've never, I had, my mom and dad thought it would be a wonderful idea my freshman year and sophomore year of high school to have a foreign exchange student. And he was from Brazil. His name's Nelson. He watches our show, actually. We're like brothers. We couldn't really stand each other at the time, but now he's like my brother. He's he's a great politician in Brazil.
Oh my God, can you say something?
No.
You knew I was going to ask that.
I don't know. Now I feel pressure, but yeah, I know. But anyway.
Sorry.
Let's move on. Ted said, if you can handle, Ted said if you can handle the subtitles, the first season of Love is Blind Brazil was juicier than the American version.
Oh.
And I watched, Ted was right about that. It is. It's oof. The new season drops on Netflix on December 28th. Let's move on. Next in the dish. Jesse James Decker is clapping back at the internet for making a shocking allegation. Here's the story. She recently posted pictures of her kids on Instagram, and the internet took notice. Here's the story more. All 3 kids, take a look, all 3 kids have washboard abs. And some people ain't buying it. Social media users believe that she photoshopped abs on her 8-year-old, her 7-year-old, and her 4-year-old. And people at home, I wish you could see the faces of our audience right now. Their reaction to this is giving me life. In response to some of the haters, she wrote, "It's sad that having healthy, super active, fit kids I am loving these people today, who build muscle naturally is weird." And to another person, she wrote sarcastically, "Yeah, I used an ab app on my small children."
They do that?
I don't know. So I don't know. Is that real? Do we know? No?
Well,
No.
okay, I will say I taught dance for a long time, and I did have kids that were 7, 8, 9 years old who were the little alpha kids who were very, very good dancers, danced all the time. I don't know what their home life is like, but they had great, loving parents, and they did look like little six-pack kids. I'm not saying it's impossible, and
I'm glad that you're here.
I think period to ridicule someone and the way that they and their children is just gross.
Okay, now let me play devil's advocate to your devil's advocate.
Ooh, what's this? Satan's advocate.
No, I'm just saying, you are right. These two things can coexist at the same time.
Right.
What you just said is right, but also to her, if you don't want scrutiny over your kids, don't put them out there.
Yeah.
Don't put them out there. You are a public person. You shouldn't have to, but this is, look, it's the Wild West on the internet. You're not going to be able to control people's comments, and people are awful. Right. They're going to make comments like that. So if you don't want that ridicule, I know on a very small scale, I rarely post photos of, and I know you're going to laugh, but I don't post a lot of photos of my dogs anymore.
Right.
Because no matter what you do, you're going to get criticized. I remember I was teasing Mr. Big in the season 1 of the show, and I put a ball on top.
I remember this.
I put a ball in this hole in our table, and Mr. Big kept popping it up and sticking his tongue through the hole because he wanted the ball.
Yeah.
And I got lambasted. I got the most vicious email saying I was torturing my dog and that it was mean to tease him. And I'm like, you're worried about Mr. Big? Like that dog, if there's 2 dogs you should not be worried about getting good care, it's Dexter and Mr. Big.
They're
Those
fine.
dogs are basically, yeah. Yeah.
It's true. It's true. No, you have a good point.
But I don't put them out there because I don't want to deal with it. So
Right.
it's like, no.
Right.
Next in the dish, acting legend Gary Oldman says he's about ready to hang it up. Gary is 64, and he's been in the business for more than 40 years. He won an Oscar for Best Actor back in 2017. And he says he doesn't want to be acting when he's 80. He plans to wind down his career after he's finished with his spy drama, Slow Horses. He recently signed on to 2 more seasons of the show with Apple. I love him. I have always loved him. I loved him, but when I now think of him, you and I think have this in common. I think of him in the Harry Potter series. I think of him as Sirius Black.
Sirius Black.
Yeah.
Or Batman. Or in Batman.
Yes. Oh, that's a good one. Or that awful Dracula movie from '93. I don't know why. I don't know. I worked in a movie theater at the time, and I kept walking in there, and he was Dracula. Long story, and it was a wonderful job. Yeah. Yeah. With Winona Ryder.
Oh, that movie!
The Winona Ryder and Keanu
it's so
Reeves.
bad.
It was awful.
Yes.
Winona Ryder it was the worst acting ever. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Stay with us, everybody. Coming up, it's a Minnesota staple with the turkey twist. Stephanie Hansen is helping you use up all those Thanksgiving leftovers with an amazing recipe for wild rice soup. Then, the good, the bad, and the funny. We're hearing from you when we open up the Jason Show mailbag. That and more when we come back. Welcome back. In the kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, you may may want some extra, you may have rather some extra turkey laying around, and if you have run out of ideas for what to do with it, help is here. Audience, give it up for our foodie queen, Stephanie Hansen, everyone. Hello, foodie queen.
Hello.
Two things. First, happy belated Thanksgiving.
Oh, thank you.
Did you have a good one?
You know, family.
Why do you think I went to Disney World? Yes.
Yep.
Except
Might
for my
join
mom.
you next year.
Yeah, I'm going to bring my mom next year. And number two, I just want the audience to know, we're pulling back the curtain a little bit. This segment was made during the radio show today when Stephanie was filling in. So she did two things. She was a multitasker. She filled in on my radio show and made this soup.
I made
That's right.
the soup in studio.
Yeah, I know.
It's good though.
Okay,
so
what are we doing?
We're gonna make pretend soup over here that I'll finish up later. So if you are at this point of the Thanksgiving holiday, you probably have some leftovers still, and you've got the turkey. You for sure maybe have the carcass. So I'm gonna show you how to make some delicious turkey wild rice soup. And it's based on a chicken wild rice soup that I do that's real popular.
Okay.
But the first thing you're gonna do is you're going to make your stock, right? This is my turkey carcass with the skin and the bones and all the things. And I put it in my Instant Pot for 40 minutes with water, and it gets all of the deliciousness.
Okay.
Now, you might eat, I cut up some carrots, but you might have leftover carrots, leftover peas. You could even put your green bean casserole in here, friends, if you've got leftovers. It's gonna be a little, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it'll make soup. So I've got my carrots, I've got my celery. Okay. I'm gonna put my onions.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm just literally loading all this up in the Instant Pot. Some mushrooms. If you had pearl onions left over, you could put those in. Okay.
The audience got very excited about pearl onions.
They really did. Okay, so we've got all of our things in our pot.
Okay.
Now we are going to add our garlic.
Okay.
And I'm literally just dumping pepper.
Okay.
This recipe's on my website. Thyme, salt, sage, and wild rice. Uncooked
That's right.
wild rice.
You got the audience at pearl onions, sage, and wild rice. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna add our fatty, yummy turkey stock.
Okay.
4 cups. You're gonna need, at the end of the day, about 6 cups of liquid. So I put my 4 cups in there. I stir. I wanna make sure that I get the rice cooked here.
Yeah.
So I have another bag of stock over there. I might add just a little bit because you kind of want it to come up to the top of your pile of ingredients there, and it's a little shy.
So Eric has a shot of this. So you want it a little wetter than that.
Yeah, you want to like see a little bit of the water on top.
Got it.
But okay, so then you would close it up and you would put it in your Instant Pot for 45 on manual. Okay, when it's done, you release your pot and you open it and you go,
this is the part that always scares me.
Wow, this looks delicious. No, I've already released this one.
Okay.
And I already...
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I already added cream in here.
Okay.
And then...
That doesn't look overly, like, I don't like a cream-based soup because it's too creamy. That looks pretty good.
Thank
not
you.
too creamy. No, I just mean not too creamy.
Yeah, you can make it creamier if you wanted or brothier. You wouldn't even have to use cream if you didn't want to. You could just use broth. But when it's done, then you pour your leftover turkey in there.
I noticed that we did not do the turkey right away.
Because the turkey's already cooked, so you don't want to cook it again within an inch of its life. That thing's already cooked for about 5 hours. So you get your rice done, your veggies done, then you can open it up. If it's not brothy enough, you can make it brothier. If you want to add cream, because you like a creamy wild rice soup like I do, you add your cream. But here we've got all of that like Thanksgiving tasty goodness.
Okay. I love those
here.
bowls. Where'd you get those bowls?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have all kinds of like
I know,
TV bowls.
I love that, but that's a good bowl.
Okay. That one's for
Can
you.
I tell you, Kendall has been
Come
waiting
here, Kendall.
like all morning long. She knew you were doing this.
Like a vulture.
Like a vulture,
It's
okay.
good. No, and because I made this at 7 o'clock this morning in the studio.
Yeah.
But here's what I do with, so
Can I
I make.
can I have
Oh
some?
yeah, I make
Okay.
all these leftovers.
It's really hot.
Yeah, I know. It's like well, Kendall should get served first. Ladies first. Okay.
Okay.
I was ready. Sorry.
It's all right. It's fine. Okay, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
So what I do is I make all these leftovers. So I'll have like 2 big pots of soup, and I'll put them in quart jars for Christmas gifts. So I'll tie a little ribbon on there with a little card.
Can I get one of those?
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Me too.
And so instead of giving like cookie platters, I give soup. So people call me the soup lady. That's probably why. Someone found me at the
Book signing.
No, I was at the Lake Elmo Inn this weekend, and the server said, "You're the soup lady." I was like, "Yes, I am." She was real cute.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I do not like wild rice soup.
You don't?
I do not. I do not.
Oh.
Yum.
This I could eat a bathtub full.
Why do you think you like this, but you don't normally like wild rice soup?
Because I love you.
Oh.
It's not as thick either.
Yeah, it is.
And that.
No.
Some
This
people
is- this-
like that really thick,
I don't.
gloppy.
Right.
And you can make it thicker. Like I do have a little cornstarch and flour base that I made just in case I wanted it thicker. I think it's actually pretty good, so I don't add it unless I need it.
No, this is so. It is. That's what it is.
Oh,
it's.
thank
too-
you.
I don't like that thick, like Red Lobster clam chowder nonsense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love
like
for me, I love the flavors and the smell of all of that turkey Thanksgiving that you really do kind of get in that.
Oh, that is. May I please save a bowl for me for lunch?
Yes.
There we go.
Bravo.
More with Stephanie and Kendall when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. This recipe's on stephaniesdish.com. Seriously. Oh my God. Oh my God. Welcome back. I always, I usually do this on the radio show, but I thought, I say this too on the show. One of my favorite times is when I get back from a trip and inevitably adventures happen and funny things happen. And I love sharing stories to try to make you laugh for just a couple minutes. And Stephanie already knows the story because I told her this morning.
It's a good one.
So I'm at Disney World, and just follow along with me here. We got reservations at this really at this new restaurant. It's a hard ticket to get. It's called Space 220. You feel like you're eating in space, blah, blah, blah.
Cool.
That's not the story. It's a hard reservation to get. So we got one right at opening. So we get to the place, and there's a line already formed. And it's kind of like a candy cane. And the top of the candy cane goes into the building, okay? Colin and I are about 10, 12 people back. And we walk up, and Colin goes, are all these people, do they have reservations? Or are they trying to, they have like a standby line too. We didn't know. There was no employees, they call them cast, there are no cast members around, so we're all kind of standing there. But as we're standing there and keep this in mind, for a good 15 or 20 minutes, okay? Now, they open at 11:30, it's now like 11:46, and all of us in this line have reservations around 11:30, 11:35, 11:40, anyway. And I hear from everybody that we all have reservations. The 20-minute mark, we see this mom, dad, and 2 kids, both in strollers, and they come from, we don't know where they came from. They just appear, and they go right to the top of the candy cane, cut through the people, and try to get seated. And Colin, who out of the 2 of us is not the confrontational one, I am the one that will stand up for, I'm the one that if someone's yelling at a barista, I will yell at them. Colin had a bout of, I don't know, he went up to the woman calmly and he goes, hi, we're all waiting. This is the line. She completely ignored him. Like wouldn't turn around, wouldn't acknowledge his presence.
No.
So then after Colin went, he turned around to the crowd and we're all like this. the host went to seat them.
No!
Yeah.
The host didn't get the memo.
The host went to seat them. So I'm feeling it right now. The blood just like flailing. And I marched up and I went to the side of the candy cane and I went like that and I went like that. I looked at her and I go, there's a whole line here. We're all, and I pointed to my people, all of us, and I said, we're all waiting. And she turns around and she says, we have a reservation. And I went, we all have a reservation. And then she turned around, and I'm not kidding, audience. Her whole body language changed, and she went like this. She goes, you're gonna get angry now? You're gonna get angry?
Like a gremlin?
She was was going like this, like she was gonna wrestle me.
Rocky.
Like she got in a wrestling stance.
Oh.
And she did. She was, what, we all gonna get angry?
Where was the husband and the stroller? Kids in the stroller?
The husband was halfway down the hallway.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at her and I didn't quite know how to respond to the wrestling stance. So I kind of cocked my head like a dog going to the vet. You know, I'm like, I'm gonna de-escalate this. So I turned to Alicia. I'm not changing her name. I turned to Alicia at the Space 220 restaurant, worked the midday shift Friday.
The hostess.
The hostess. She was a delightful thing. I look at her and I went, what are you doing? You're allowing this woman to cut in front of all of us. At this point, there's like 25 people. And she said nothing, no apology, no nothing, and let that family go by. I turned around and the crowd was like, yes, thank you. I was like a gay Joan of Arc for these people.
You were Norma Ray.
I was Norma Ray.
Of the restaurant line.
That's a better name. I was Norma Ray.
For the people.
We got into this cute little couple. She looked at me. She's like teeny tiny, and we're in the elevator together. And she looks at me and she goes, you're my hero.
Aww.
And I go, thanks. I don't usually lose my temper. She goes, I would have. She goes, thanks. By the way, thanks to Stephanie. You can find all of her recipes and her pics at stephaniesdish.com. Hey, really quick, we gotta go. Tell the folks you're on. Kathy, where's her today?
I am. I'm going to be on NPR at noon today talking about the True North Cabin Cookbook.
We're so proud of you. Get Stephanie's cookbook if you haven't already. Right there it is, True North Cabin Cookbook. We're proud of our friend. We're going to take a break. The mailbag and more when we return. Back in a moment. Let's just have you stay here. You mind? No. Welcome back. But seriously, you two would have done the same thing with that woman, wouldn't you? If you?
Oh, yeah.
You would have. I know you would have.
I get into it with people, and it's a very uncomfortable situation for my husband. I actually try not to do it as much as I used to.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm a social justice
I'm
person,
Minnesota
too.
passive aggressive.
You
I
would
would
not.
just look at her real bad.
Yeah. Oh,
That's it.
You go get them, girl.
Thanks.
That's right.
Then walk by her table like this.
We kept Stephanie around for some more fun. You know, we always like to hear your thoughts about the show, and we always hear from you. It's and we read the most intriguing emails on the air. It's time to open up the Jason Show mailbag. Here we go. First up is Joe. Joe writes, hey, you guys are awesome. Don't tell my boss, but I watch you guys every day on my phone at work. You and Kendall are a breath of fresh air. Don't worry, Joe. That's why we took your last name out of it. Thank you, Joe. We don't care how you watch us. Next up, a message from Stuart. We love your show in Western Washington. Just a heads up, the Fox station in Seattle reaches most TV sets in the western part of the state. And there are a lot of us, so we appreciate the love for Seattle, but don't forget about the other good people in Washington. Absolutely. We know this, not to get in the weeds about this, we do, and we have, and I've been grateful, we do very well in the toughest time slot in daytime. We go up against The Price is Right, the 18th hour of the Today Show, The View, and from season 1, we have done really well. And Washington, wow, Washington treats us very well, so we're very grateful. Thank you, Washington. Really. Next up is Gail. Hi, Gail. I'd like to buy 4 sweatshirts to wear to the show, from our merch store, but I'm concerned they won't be delivered in time. Could I pick them up? Yes, go to Erin Schwab's house. Her address. No, I'm just joking. Poor Erin. People stop her in Target asking her for mugs. But so here's the deal. We don't have a pickup. Oh God, that would drive Mim crazy.
Oh, that'd be so great.
But we do not. I wish we did.
Pick up aisle 5, 2
Yes.
Jason sweatshirts.
Yeah, pick it up from Randy Meyer in the news department. No. A reminder, our swag shop is open for business. We offer mugs, t-shirts, water bottles, and we have new holiday merch. The holiday stuff is so good, guys. If you aim your camera app at the QR code right now, it'll take you right to the shop. If you don't have time to grab your phone right now, as my mother always reminds me of, we posted links on our Facebook and Instagram pages. So, a message from Iris now. Hi, Iris. Get this soccer off my TV, she writes.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, that's it. That's it. That's the only thing. Okay, yeah.
The soccer. She's not happy.
Iris could also be known as Dar, my mother. That also could be, yeah. When does World Cup end?
2 weeks.
End of the month?
2, 3 weeks.
2, 3 weeks? My
It'll
goodness,
be on
it's
less.
long.
It'll be on less because there'll be less teams.
Oh, okay. Well, it is the world, so I get it. Yeah. A message from Alyssa about producer Ted.
Oh.
And let me just say, Ted picked these emails today, and now Kendall and I know why this one was picked. After she watched the segment when Kendall and Ted went to the Bridgerton experience, this is what she wrote. I think I'm in love with Ted. Love, Alyssa. Sorry, Alyssa, he's taken. That's right. Now, in case you missed it, Kendall and Ted attended the Bridgerton immersive experience in Minneapolis, and Ted got his wire crossed and dressed up like he was going to the White Lotus immersive experience. Now, okay, you guys want some dish? Listen to this. We love upsetting the people. Word on the street, and I hate that phrase, but word on the street is there was grumbling over at Netflix and the PR people after they watched our piece on that exhibit, which let me help you all out.
I'm so embarrassed.
Let me help out the PR people in this town. We are not a news show. We are a goofy comedy show. We don't just go to an event and go, look at this flower, look at this bookcase. That's not what we do. We try to make these people laugh every day. That's what we try to do, and showcase your event. You can stay connected with our show on social media. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and TikTok now to search for Jason Show TV. We'll be right back, everybody. Back in a moment. Back in a moment. What?
I'm impressed that they care.
Yeah.
This is true.
Welcome back. Welcome back. The Jason Show holiday card is back, and once again, we really want to beat. We're competitive. We want to beat the night side, the news people. So send your card to us, and we'll send one back to you. Kendall and I have autographed hundreds of these already. Our address is 11358 Viking Drive, Edam Prairie 55344. Please send it by Christmas Eve. If you send us a card, we will send one back. We just want to beat the night side. We want more cards than the night side. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back to wrap things up. Back in a moment.
You beat them last year?
We did. Welcome back. Two more claps. You know how this works. I don't know what's in this segment until I read it live right now. It's the surprise goodbye. So, a Chinese marathon runner is making his competition eat his dust or breathe in his smoke. A 50-year-old nicknamed Uncle Chen finished his marathon earlier this month in 3.5 hours and did so while chain smoking. Despite smoking, you have got to be kidding me.
This is great.
Despite smoking through the entire race, the marathoner finished 574th out of 1,500. This isn't his first marathon. He's run at least 2 other marathons in China. some on social media say smoking should be banned from the race.
Can you imagine? Feel like
No, I cannot.
Gross.
Tomorrow, Aaron Schwab and Jay Fuchs will be here previewing their next show, So They're Singing, plus another movie review from Ted. That's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong.